Gotta make sure we get all that out before. We're back. To Bronze League Heroes. We're just gonna... Yeah, that... And... Okay! Also that. So, okay, he decided... He went to the left. He dodged to the right. And now he's walling off the bottom. So, an interesting turn of events there already for our Terran player in the red. It's Baphomet. And oh god, it's a TVT. What awaits? And in the top right it is ghostzergs. I'm not sure what that means. Does he see ghosts of Zerg? Anyways, makes it a big part of his life. He does look like he has a little bit more in the way of experience. He's walling off the normally taken ramp at the top. And is then immediately... Oh, no, he's just going to the other side. Okay, giving it a scout. Got a whole plan ahead of him, a world tour, this SCV. He'll travel the world in 80 seconds. As we have one barracks behind the depot that is placed in not really a wall at the ramp, and another barracks in the main. But this one is for show. That's a display version. This is the real barracks we need to be looking at. All right, gas has been taken. And a reactor first out of ghostzergs. Not opting for the orbital. Get a little bit more economy beforehand, which is the second best way to handle getting an orbital. Okay, that music just ended very abruptly. A bunker is on the way. He's decided to tuck it in here. Gonna make sure this base is secured. A perimeter defense. You don't want people getting too close. And an engineering bay. A classic tactic. An expansion is the choice for ghostzergs, not opting for the safe base or maybe not knowing. Too busy with the ghosts of Zergs. But an engineering bay. A classic tactic, but he will be going for the orbital, so it's not directly for that iconic planetary fortress. He's got other plans. And it looks like the SCV finally made it out. A little bit of a layover. Maybe his flight was delayed. As these players rocket out at nearly 1 action per second. That's blazing. Okay, that's like 60 times faster than a Hearthstone game. Give or take. Just imagine that. 60 Hearthstone games, same time. Can't even comprehend it. As they both completed their orbitals. And another perimeter depot being set up. Attack lab as well. On the factory. Will he be opting for the siege tank? Just basic siege tank defense is always a staple. On the other side, we do have a pretty customary lineup of buildings. A good job on that. Are we going to have siege tanks as well? Who would have thought? This is mind-blowing. Let's just take a look. Let's get a little bit more of a vision on what direction these players want to take. Of course, building up turrets. Taking down the rocks. ghostzergs building up his own tanks. No critical engineering bay yet. You can tell a player who likes to play defensive by a player who gets their armor upgrade. Unfortunately, not building armor first. That's the real key point. But is it time? It's finally time to expand. And we have our first aggressive tactic. A drop has been loaded up by ghostzergs. He's got 8 Marines. He's got a medevac, and he's got anger in his heart. And ghosts in his mind. That's what we've decided on here. Maybe he is a Zerg player, usually, and is playing Terran just to play the race that's obviously unbeatable? We'll find out. The tanks are set up. The turret ring, well, not so much a turret ring as a turret backstop here. We'll have to see if it catches this medevac. What is the flight path? It looks like it's just going to this third base at the bottom of the ramp. The Marines, wait. He boosts forward into the main, looking for an angle. Won't be enough. Continuing to get a little bit greedier. Unfortunately, the turrets are there. The backstop will catch the medevac. Won't be enough to take it out. And it's gunned down. Only 4 Marines will unload. The rest will die in the sky. Their brothers should be joining them soon. A few SCVs will be the cost. But the turret bag, meticulously crafted strategy over dozens of Terran versus Terrans. He knows exactly where to put those turrets. He's inside his mind. You don't need high APM if you have great thoughts per minute, or TPM, as everyone knows. A lot of Marines training at the barracks. They haven't worked out quite an efficient system. I'm sure they'll get there eventually. Thank you, Harfans. An armory on the way. Upgrades for the couple dozen Marines. These are going to be really decked out. At this point. The scans coming out, making sure he covers all the areas, sometimes 3 times, just to take a very close look at everything that's happening, and he gets a beat on all of it. Beautiful placement. Though at the same time, it looks like his option is to send out another 8 Marine drop. The last one, not as successful. Not as successful. But will this one, will the turret backstop be in position? He doesn't have any forward turrets. And this is going to the back of the natural. Fortunately, Baphomet has not created very many SCVs at all. So he doesn't stand to lose too many. That's the key. Once again, a step ahead. If you don't build a lot of SCVs, they can't kill many SCVs. Think about it. But the drop comes in. The SCV is left undefended. Beautiful drop micro. The Marines are on their way back. The stim comes out. He's targeting down the command center. Maybe not the ideal choice. Beautiful pickup and evacuation by ghostzergs. He will scan and go right back in. A lot of commitment to this drop. He's got 900 minerals. He's supply blocked. He's not really building anything, but he really wants this drop to do damage. This is the elite squad. Okay, the elite force. He will pick up and preempt this, just staring at it. Let's go to the ghostzergs action cam. He wants this drop. This action cam brought to you by Logitech. Shitty cameras whose drivers keep failing, unlike the driver of this medevac. Good thing we picked it as a mascot, because it's a much better driver than any of our drivers. God damn it. Just from what I've heard. But ghostzergs has been at 93 supply for a while, but don't worry. Baphomet has yet to catch up. ghostzergs has a lot in the queue. But unfortunately, the corporate bureaucracy has only now found fit to release 4 depots into circulation. Big Depot, Home Depot, really has a lockdown on all of that. Another scan. Takes a beat on the front, sees significant defenses. Alright, the drop going back out for another pass. Will be enough. This time the turret ring has been built. Even Marines and Marauders left to repel this assault. But you know he's going to be staring at that drop. He's actually, I'm on his camera. This is the camera. He's just staring at the drop. Is he gone? What's his AP? What are you looking at? What? I don't know. What? He's still just staring at it. Okay. He just stared. Took a breather there. Oh. No, it's too much. Did he even see any turrets? How does he see that? Oh. Oh, because I'm on cam. Okay, that's my bad. That's my fault. I'm a bad cameraman. He, on the other hand, is jumping. He sees everything. Nothing in production as ghostzerg once again has been supply blocked. Thank you, Cheeseout. Oh, the drop in. No. Darts back. The agility on this medevac. The grace. The speed. The ability to die to a bunker he's scouted 3 or 4 times. Just all come together. There's still tanks there. That Marine scouting out. The hero vac. Thank you, pink bars. Another scan. Yes, that tank and bunker are still there. Is the turret backside? Another scan. You gotta scout forward. The hero vac. It's at 50% HP. Coming in. He stims into a far superior force. A bold move. He gets the medevac out. Acceptable losses. We all know the medevac is the key to this victory. Another scan. Whose scan is it anyways? Once again, ghostzergs keeping track of those units that 5 seconds ago were in that location. They're still there. He knows. He knows. We gotta keep track of the hero vac. Another scan! But this time, Baphomet returns the favor. More scans than a self-checkout. It's all over the place. Great placement. Another scan. Another one at the front. It doesn't stop. Scans everywhere. A scan on the other side. I can't handle it anymore. He scans for all of the bases. What's happening? Oh, the scan wave. The radiation washed over me. Both of these players are going to die from the X-rays well before we see an engagement. But the hero vac. These bases, unfortunately, not perfectly scanned. Another scan. This time, another one. They won't stop.
Yes, yes, yes. Just as I deserve.
Thank you. I can't get it to them. I'm sorry. They don't have internet connection wherever they are. Somehow, which is impressive because they're playing the game. But I have to assume. They're just keeping track of everything, besides building supply depots. But there's a fusion core on the way, and a Thor will soon be here for Baphomet, who skyrocketed up to 43 SCVs despite losing a whole 7 this game. 3-3 is on the way, coming out from ghostzergs. Okay. They're out of energy. Wait! ghostzergs has energy. You know what that's time for. Let's go to the ghostzergs camera. This scan cam brought to you by the NSA. We see everything. I'm waiting for it. We gotta see where the next scan wave goes. That's the real key. Is that another orbital? 2 planetary fortresses are the choice. Okay. Weapon refit on the way for the Yamato cannon. No Battlecruiser yet. On the other side, just a solid bioforce. Somehow the supplies are even. They've both left each other alone and unmolested by scans for a short time. But that should change. 6 starports on the way. Is it ghostzergs? He sees. He sees more. He sees... Well, nothing there. But where are we going? We're gonna scan there again. Okay. Another one.
Research.
Is he out of energy? No. I don't think he has his main command center hotkeyed. Really keeping track of everything. Make sure you get a full beat on it. 12 seconds is not enough. Well, it's 9 seconds in non-StarCraft time. But does Baphomet respond with a wave of his own? He has to keep track. Baphomet, you know what you need to do.
Mineral field depleted.
Lifts all the depots to make sure his units struggle even more to get out of his base. I can only assume. ghostzergs has built 6 starports. He has yet to add the tech labs. I'm sure we'll have the tech lab explosion here, which you'd hope would increase federal regulation, but we all know under ghostzergs with his proclivity for army supply, it probably won't. High-sec auto-tracking for the more effective turrets. Building armor for also more effective turrets. Scans coming out. He gets another one. But we have a counter scan. Wait, do we? No. I'm not. Scans the front. Scans the side. There is literally no other way he could possibly get the information if there were bases here. Sending out Marines. Those are my best men. Those are top men. We would never use those. Alright, besides the ones we lost in the medevacs, those were expendable. But besides that, one battlecruiser on the way. As the tanks continue to line the high ground, the hero vac. The counter scans from Baphomet. Do we have any more? Another one. What is he looking for? Wait, who's scanning who? I don't even know where that one went. That one went off target. Oh, he scanned the main. Again. Yeah, the scans per minute almost as high as the actions per minute. Almost as high. Well, higher than the turrets per minute. A strong force for Baphomet with good upgrades. He's worked his way there. The hero vac still has its part to play. The Thors, are those the Wings of Liberty Collector's Edition, or are those the Special Forces? No, those are Wings of Liberty Collector's Edition. He doesn't have any other war chest skins. Wings of Liberty Collector's Edition Thors have joined the field with their extra wings for maneuverability, because if there's any unit that really needs to be aerodynamic, you know it's the Thor. Okay. But, hot damn. Look at all those stars. But the battlecruiser count. The fleet. He's pulled out his phone. But is it time to call it in? Another scan. Another one. Another one. What's the play? The jump! He jumps into the net! He decides this is the play! And he unloads everything! He has Yamato guns! He has 2-1 upgrades! The Terran army of Baphomet is sprinting back! Some of the missiles coming out, some of these in high impact mode, but here come the Yamato cannons. Unfortunately, he jumped in, which means he can't jump back out. And the battlecruiser, very ambitious, but maybe a bit too much so. As the fleet will be cut. Yes, that army is still there. Confirming the location. As 7 more battlecruisers join the production tab. You gotta do an after-action report. That's important. That's military bureaucracy. You know how it is. As Baphomet content to take his victory and continue to expand. The base actually was not killed, unless this is a different one. Nope. And he says, well, I want some of those next to the triple armory, building his own fusion core. The scan's coming out. ghostzergs getting a beat on the army. The full army, multiple times. That radiation poisoning is really starting to set in. At least someone has brain damage at this point. I think it's me. All right. But more cruisers in play. But the hero vac joined by its apprentice. The apprentice vac. Nope, I got that. The young Padawan. The Padawan medevac comes in with its grizzled old hero It's Master. The jump at the same time, directly on top of the entire army. I don't know. I don't know about this 1-2 punch. The Yamato cannon's coming out. He does not drop the Marines yet. He's gonna make sure he loses all his battlecruisers before he drops the Marines. Not sure about the decision making on the losing the battlecruisers, so the medevacs could do damage. And unfortunately, the medevacs have been forgotten. So maybe a bit lopsided on the decision-making there of committing the fleet to the army and the medevacs to sitting here doing nothing. Actually, this is overall, I would say this is overall a net loss. The units lost tab definitely agrees with me. But fortunately, these medevacs are blending in with the SCVs, and Baphomet is unable to see them. As you can see, if you look at the Baphomet cam, they're pretty much invisible. Alright, looks like this time, after killing the second fleet, he's realized it's time to press the advantage. An SCV going out, taking another base in the corner. A lot of army here. A planetary fortress is no match. It does have building armor and high-sec auto-tracking. And are you kidding me? It has Neo Steel frame. It has 10 slots in there for SCVs who would want to die alongside it. The drop comes out! The drop comes out! He's stutter-stepping! But maybe he should have stutter-stepped his thought process. The medevac flying in circles to try to confuse the Marines and Thors and try to get them to miss their shots. But pinpoint, laser-trained accuracy will keep them from doing so. We got more scans. Scans, these are from ghostzergs. He's trying to track down this army. The SCV's trying to track down the Marine. The Marine will be cut down, but the rest of the army's on its way back. The fleet jumps in under the Marines! Third time's a charm, maybe. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's definitely not. All those scans are definitely having an effect on his brain. As the Marines will knock the battlecruisers out of the sky. And Baphomet finds himself significantly ahead in supply. Alright, a planetary stands tall. But I'd argue it's not tall enough. A Thor and a medevac getting a bird's eye view of everything happening on the ground. Not sure that's the top... Not sure that's a high percentage play. But fortunately, ghostzergs still has access to a couple more bases. But he's almost out of money in the bank. He's going to put up some Neo Steel bunkers. But I think Baphomet has bitten off as much as he's willing to chew. And he will retreat. The single Raven will scout. If only he had some sort of way of scouting forward without committing his units. Wait a second. Whose scans are whose?
Mineral field depleted.
Baphomet. He finds another target. The tactical counter scans. And he will shift over to the right. To the eastern side of the map. Where some of the only mining bases... The minerals are gone. The bases as well. Soon to be gone. More scans. These ones. Out of ghostzergs. He's not able to get a beat of the army. Actually, he finds it. And there we go. A full bead. What will be the play? 3 times the battlecruisers have jumped. 3 times the battlecruisers have not come home. What is the play? You have tanks. You have Marines. And you have battlecruisers. What's the play? ghostzergs. Your planetary is dying. What's the play? He tried to repair. Maybe not time. He jumps into the main, all the way across the map. We're in a something resembling a base trade. He's going deep in the paint. This is definitely a 5-second violation right here, and it's going to be much, much more. You knew something was going to happen. Something had to give. Down goes the fusion core. Baphomet scrambles to respond. He does not stim back. He is patient. More scans coming out. These ones are from ghostzergs. He's looking. Wait, what? I'm not. No, wait, they're from Baphomet. What is he looking? He's looking for other bases. He's continuing to scout. He has yet to scout the bottom right corner. That's really the only mining here. These battlecruisers are decked out with 3-3. All their weapons are primed, but their tactical jumps are offline for another 30 seconds. That's still a lot of Thors. He's going to try to get away. Unfortunately, he has to fly. And for some reason, he can fly slower than a stim Marine, or even a walking Marine, trying to engage. Marines seem to be somehow a hard counter. The target fire comes out. The missiles from the Thors doing pretty well. The Battlecruisers will fall. How many Battlecruisers must die? Apparently the answer is all of them for him to learn. Wait, nope, there's still 4. Never mind, just kidding. And he's building 4 more. This strategy, I'm not sure if he feels like it's working or not, but ghostzergs, he knows what he wants. Definitely isn't good for him, but he knows what he wants, so you got to respect that at least. The main base he lost his armories, he lost his fusion core, not that he was using it. Did Baphomet. But 5 more battlecruisers on the way. The tanks have sat idly by, not a single kill. The Neil Steel bunker. More scans. But will they see it? Wait, whose scans are those? Wait, he scanned himself. You scanned yourself! But that's a scan from ghostzergs. Wait. Oh, and he scans it again. Getting a full beat of that main. You were just here. But he is building out of it. So no one... I'm not entirely sure anymore. Another jump! He wants to get rid of those starports. I'm not sure if it's worth it. The Thors and the Marines will come back. The Yamatos will be unleashed. He wants to make sure those starports don't come up. I'm not sure if that's top priority, but it is for ghostzergs. He will try to evade. Are those high-sec auto-tracking turrets? No, they don't have high-sec auto-tracking or building armor. Those key TPM upgrades. The Marines are on the chase, but they're just not fast enough. And the battlecruisers will slinkily slip away. Or will they? As we've seen ghostzergs very, very adamant about continuing to harass, despite when maybe he should be harassing. But he brings it into the main. The tactical jump still offline for 25 more seconds. Is that enough time to actually get in and get out? This is development. This is progress. As Baphomet's coming back. The tanks left. I'm not sure what he's shooting at. The Yamato cannon may be a little bit overkill there. The Thors and the Marines are desperately scrambling back in a orderly fashion. And the battlecruisers say this planetary, too tough to kill. And will retreat. Then realizes he has a tactical jump. What's the play? Will he get the planetary? He has a few shots. The Thors are starting to unload. He can get out with the cruisers. He does! Finally starting to realize maybe this is how we use our cruisers. ghostzergs, what are you going to do? You've lost most of your mining, most of your bases. The lifeline in the bottom right corner is the only thing keeping him going now. He's out of gas, quite literally, and figuratively in the main. The natural, the third. He could lift, but let's be realistic here. 2 more battlecruisers are the choice, as he repairs his cruisers at the shipyard. Baphomet, he has the army to potentially win the game, especially if these cruisers continue being sent on suicide missions. But he has yet to really try to lay down that hammer. And he has Thors, whose attack is quite literally named Thor's Hammer, so... Another scan. I have... who's scanning who? Baphomet. Looking for bases. The only way to look for bases. Everyone knows. But ghostzergs with the counter scans. Very important. 1, 2. Does he get any more down? Baphomet with the counter scans as well. He's back on the other side. A scan comes out from ghostzergs. Beautiful placement. Will this trigger a jump? The fleet has been called in. There's 2 more cruisers in production. Maybe he'll wait for them. He knows where the army is, and he knows where it's not. There are a lot of turrets, but they don't have their upgrades. Is it time to jump? Bringing them all together. There's only one move to make here. There's only one move he's willing to make. It has to be a jump. There we go! Will Baphomet be able to scramble back? All the SCVs and turrets going down. The command center itself is under fire. It's not a planetary. But will he jump away or will he decide to fight? He's fought before, and he's lost before. He cannot fight, but he will anyways. You're not Rocky. You don't have to go 15 rounds. There's no tiebreakers here. Oh, but wait a second. The Marine count is too low. Wait a second. The Marine... He does have the high impact, but the Marines are gone. A handful. A lot of the cruisers have gone down, but it actually looks like Baphomet. Another group of Marines, but these Battlecruisers have a lot of armor. If he doesn't have that critical mass, all the Thors will fall. And suddenly... he micros one away. Baphomet micros towards it on a suicidal goose chase. He has enough minerals for 90 more Marines, and he needs them now. He has enough barracks to get them very quickly. Baphomet scrambles into action. Only a handful of Battlecruisers survived. We've got scans coming out. I don't pretend to know. More Battlecruisers, though. Another jump in. Are there enough Marines to take these ones out? Remember, they can't jump away. A lot of the SCVs will go down. One Battlecruiser will decide to leave. Some stutter step micro. The cruisers. Oh my god, barely holding on. The Marauder's getting in the way of things here. Another goes down. He has that one medevac, and I think he has enough Marines. He's producing, well, he could be producing a dozen at a time. But Baphomet is out of income, but he's definitely not out of money. ghostzergs, still relying on this bottom right lifeline. That's his only income, that's his only gas. Otherwise, he'd literally be out of it. He holds the planetary, it burns. But he holds. Where did the other cruisers go? What happened? He lost them. Wait, those were the same cruisers! Those were the cruisers from here! I thought they were new cruisers! They were the cruisers from over here, jumping on top of another group of Marines! He doubled down! He finally won a fight! But he was determined to lose it. That defeatist complex is gonna lose you this game, ghostzergs. The cruisers from this fight jumped into the Marines over here. He didn't have new battle... You know it's desperate. When the boys are being pulled. We're 32 minutes and 30 seconds in. Dozens of cruisers have died. And the boys are being the pulled, I just said out loud. Marines are gonna go into a planetary that has armor and high-sec auto-tracking, where at the same time, the SCVs are being pulled on the other side. The base trade begins. He's repairing the planetary. 6 kills, 9 kills. It's continuing. 11 kills, 12 kills, and even dozen. Another Marauder. At the same time, the Marines on this planetary. Barely able to focus it down. There's more Marines over here. He's killing it. The planetary finally falls, but at what cost? More Marines in the front. The Thors will come out. ghostzergs has money in the bank, but he has no more income. Baphomet does not, but he has the army. The army supply 72 to 70 because he forgot he has tanks and battlecruisers. This is a lot closer than it should be, but it's still close. And somehow we're even on supply. Another command center will fly. The worker count at 10 to 4. The income quite low. Baphomet still long distance mining from his natural, which has 3 more trips left. I'm not sure where he's getting all of that income from. Oh, he has 4 SCVs mining. All of that income as he tries. But the cruisers, will they go on a combined arms mission? We have more scans coming out. ghostzergs trying to get a beat on the situation. He will find another base. He sees a base. You know what he's gonna do. You know he can't help it. He can't help himself. He sees a base. He has to jump. Will he hold back? Will he refrain? Will he restrain himself? Or will he jump to his death? He'll hold off for now. He's got to build command centers at every base he once had, but no longer does. Another scan. He sees the army. What's the play? There's Baphomet. I mean, he's up on supply. He has barely any income. There's more. I have no idea. Ah! Ah! And a drop for the very first time coming out of our red player. And another drop will join up with it and then get passed on the left side. At least traffic laws are being obeyed here. As this base is scouted. And the base is canceled. The preemptive cancel. But he finds another one. The dropout. Oh! Bam! On the dot. ghostzergs not producing units, but he's producing constant vision. As this SCV is his only gas mining. This is it. That's him. That's your hero right there. Carrying in. He went uphill both ways to bring that gas. He went out to the oil sands of Texas, okay? And every day he would go uphill both ways to bring this one barrel of gas back. Now, you might not appreciate what he did. And what he did was very inconsequential. But you gotta respect this man's story. As he returns. Oh wait, no, never mind. There are two of them. Boring. Not exciting. But the medevacs will continue to shark around. And take away his wait. There's another round of Marines. The tanks are even coming with. All of the forces have been mustered here for ghostzerg. 3 Battlecruisers, 8 tanks, and 47 Marines without medevacs. All with maxed out upgrades. And the man is gunned down. No one will remember him. But Baphomet, he's still at 10 SCVs to 2. That was 1/3 of the potential income. But the mules, wait, there are no mules drop. Scans coming out. Maybe not the place to drop. He sees 7 turrets with high sec auto tracking. What's the play? Do you try to run the gauntlet? Can you make the Kessel run in less than none parsecs? Because otherwise you're not running that gauntlet. Don't do it. He's trying to thread the needle. I'm not even sure why he thinks he can go there. But these medevacs are everything. We go to the Baphomet action cam. Brought to you by Flight Simulator MS-DOS. Because I'm assuming that's what he's playing this game on. He will find some more gas geysers. The jump! He'll pick up! Will he boost away? Oh! 1 Marine left behind, a sacrifice for his brothers. He will fly past another battlecruiser. It won't activate. It will! It will! No! From downtown! That's a... yes, there's still another medevac, but there's only one now. Another jump. Does it have a Yamato? It doesn't! He jumped the cruiser that just fired! And he will be able to get away. More scans coming out from either side. At this point, I should just be permanently zoomed out, I think. The armies are scouted. Baphomet 121 army supply, but those are siege tanks. Those are siege tanks. There is 1 SCV mining. Unfortunately, it is not mining from this base. Called defending. What the hell is this game? And Baphomet has waited. He has waited. There are no timestamps, but he said this at about 22 minutes. We are at 38 minutes and 54 seconds. Baphomet has been crafting this response. This is his magnum opus right here. This is not his story. This is not his response. This, in fact, is his legacy. Dunked on! Alright. The SCV continues to stand by. And however this game ends, you have to remember the legacy of Baphomet. Smart. LOL. SCV is still going to random locations. I mean, he knows he's scouted this. Wait, how is he not? Well, I expect a scan wave to wash over. There it is. He doesn't have that many scans. He's down to 2 orbitals. So, unfortunately, he can't respond. There's still... Actually, there are only 3 orbitals from ghostzergs. If only he could lift. But unfortunately, we both know these nerds don't go to the gym. Another scan. Nails it on the army. That is a force to be reckoned with. As long as he doesn't jump his battlecruisers to a random location. Speaking of which, where are the battlecruisers? Okay. Is it time for the attack? He's going towards the main. The thought process here is incredible. You might have this base, but you're cut off. You're on an island. All I have to do is stop you from ever reinforcing. If he goes towards the main, he goes towards the heart. But ghostzergs has already realized the danger. He has lifted. He has abandoned his base. He's looking for a way out. His buildings are migrating preemptively. Some next level plays out of either side here. But just in time, the great migration of buildings begins. The evacuation order was issued, and everybody followed through. The Neo-Steel bunker gonna try to hold on. A single tank will make some semblance of a defense. This orbital is but a decoy. The tank will rack up several kills. That's about it. The migration continues. Did he see? Is he gonna chase these buildings down? Every single one was lifted besides the other command. They're all some very sad add-ons, okay? Neglected. Like Ask Jeeves. Unfortunately, so were these buildings. He had the right idea, but the execution, they just didn't have enough fuel. Because that one Texan SCV didn't mine enough gas in the fields. Okay? This is why no one remembers you. It's a little bit ironic to say that, I know, but... They're gonna try to go back home, but there's no home to go back to. Some more shots. A mix of high impact and explosive payload Thors. Starports will burn. Worlds will shatter. People will cry. Especially in YouTube comments, because that's pretty much what they do. Another jump. Where did he jump? I don't know, Kev. Is that enough Marines? If they don't stim, he stims, one cruiser is gonna fall. The reinforcements are being cut off. He doesn't have that much money here. He's targeting down a second one. It doesn't seem like he has the critical mass Marines. They're on the chase, but unfortunately the laser batteries are too strong. He's reinforcing, but underneath the firepower of the Terran battlecruisers. But that means the battlecruisers aren't here to defend. He's going to be skirting the edge of tank range. This is very dangerous. We go for it. The tanks. The tanks. The tank. He sees them, but he's not reacting. He's going up the ramp. He's decided this is your time. This is your legacy. That's a lot of Thors. The tanks will be taken down, but those are Thors, and they have 3-2-3. That's a lot of armor there. That's just not enough tanks. Does Baphomet have the power to punch through? The Thor's hammer's raining out. Some tanks as well. He's trying to get past. He'll target down the tanks. 2 left. 1 left. A single tank remains. He got distracted. Okay, now a single tank remains. The command center will fall. Only 3 battlecruisers against 6 and somewhat bruised Thors. I think there's a couple Marines down there. There's 3 underneath. But wait. If he kills the starports and all of the bases, this could be a draw. If you kill the starports and the SCVs and the bases, this could still be a draw. I don't think that's likely. ghostzergs still has enough money for 36 Marines in the bank, but most of his production has burned or been shattered. He has 0 SCVs. He has 1 command center, and he could definitely build SCVs. He's got 2,800 minerals in the bank. Game of bases. No, I mean, not if it's not base trading. If they have a base and you do not, that's just base losing. That's just generally losing. Who loses theirs first? Very talkative is ghostzergs. Baphomet has spoken once this game, but that was enough. Or it's looking good. It's not over. The scan! He sees the Thors. The cruisers will retreat. They'll jump away. To where, though? Where do they go? To the main. Well, what was once the main. Mules are dropped for repair. He's building an SCV. The Thor is unable to comprehend where the battlecruisers went. Thors do not have object permanence. You wouldn't expect them to. More scans. I assume those are out of Baphomet. He's gonna... Does he catch a... He doesn't see the cruisers. He sees the command center, but he doesn't see the cruisers. Baphomet still has income, though. He's got 9 SCVs, most of which are trying to repair. And 2 orbitals. So... Another drop. He's building these SCVs. He could rebuild his barracks on these add-ons. A starport will land. Cloaked Banshees. There are only so many scans. Despite what's happened in this game, there are only so many scans left. Nope, another battlecruiser. I don't know what I expected. 2 more battlecruisers in production. Every single last point of gas. He can't even repair anymore. He has no gas to repair. This mule is going to not quite mine from here. He's building 2 command centers in his main. I mean, I'm not sure why the main is the choice. It's but a husk of what once was. As ghostzergs was at 0 APM there for a second. You should have quit a while ago. Oh! He doesn't like having to say. He doesn't like having to speak twice. Same to you. A strong response, maybe feigning I'm winning, says Baphomet. Not sure he's that confident. Okay. Check. Stats. Not sure stats can really summarize this game. I don't know what kind of numbers you can crunch to decide who's been winning this game. He is winning. But I'm not sure what stats you would check, but I'm not sure a statistician is someone you want to talk to. Maybe like a philosopher or possibly an end-of-life counselor. He cancels 1 command center. Maybe 1 is enough. And remember, he has Neosteel frames, so he can lift double the amount of SCVs he has. So that's really not a concern here. Yamato cannons can kill those Thors before they can do enough damage. Another scan. I'm not sure who's scanning who here. ghostzergs only has access to that single orbital. Without his scans, he's blind. We all know that's the only way he can see. A single SCV goes out. It will just barely miss the Thors. They will juke the SCV, and let's not pretend that wasn't accidental. But this is Baphomet's game to lose. It's been everyone's game to lose. I think everybody has lost, but they're still here. The SCV scouts, but he sees one of the only mining bases. Baphomet only has 9 SCVs. Most of them are here. The Thors will scramble back, but they more lumber than scramble. The final orbital will lift, realizing now it is the last of its kind. Well, on that side of the map. SCVs will be ferried in one of the only command centers as well. More buildings being taken out. That could factor into this game. It probably won't, but there's a lot of improbable things that have happened thus far. A handful of Marines are not going to deal with this many battlecruisers. The Thors are required here. They have full armor. Their jump is up in 24 seconds. There's still a turret around. Will be removed. Every mineral is precious, every battlecruiser is life, and every Thor is very angry and also incapable of killing him. The jump is up 10. The jump drives are spinning. And will they be winning? 3 seconds. 2, 1. Jump drives online. He can retreat. Will he try to take a fight? Will he try to Yamato cannon? No, he jumps away. Where'd he go? Back to the main. The Thors getting some whiplash here from going back and forth. Unfortunately for him, one of the 2 SCVs left for Baphomet is about to scout where he's bringing his command center. This orbital command has rethought its options and come back home within its turret ring. Turrets which cannot shoot anything, but are very comforting. And he blocks the command center! He blocks the landing! Does he drop the SCVs out? The army going off to the side. No, he'll run. Nope. He's out of fuel. What if they use gas to fly? But you can't tactical jump a command center. Neil Steel Frame should give you tactical jump on your command center. I'm calling it right now. 1 SCV is offloaded. 1 of 3 to scout forward. Maybe a little bit late on the draw there. What's the play? He has a jump. Where are the cruisers? That's his. Oh, that's a very dead command center. Does he jump? It's already too late. But SCVs are out on the field. There's a supply depot being created. These SCVs just keep seeing each other. It's really awkward. Like, you never think in a city of so many thousands of people you just keep seeing each other like this after already what went down, what was said earlier. You're like, okay, let's go our separate ways. Nope. Keep running into each other. It's really awkward. But he will find the base. The Thors will lumber forward once again on their 3rd or 4th pilgrimage to the other side of the map. Unfortunately, that leaves the final command center vulnerable. There are only 2 buildings that can still lift, by the way, for ghostzergs. An orbital command and a starport. If he loses those, he no longer can go for it. Why? He jumps to the former natural. What does Baphomet do? Does he turn around or does he go forward? If the orbital will lift, the starport will not. The orbital, if he can find a sweet spot, he literally cannot be hit. Are there any that are out of range of Thors on this map? I think if he goes over here, he cannot be hit. If he goes here, obviously he can be hit. The Battlecruisers, we're going into a base trade. I kind of want to say again. But, the Battlecruisers are being split. Some tactical moves from the tactical cruiser. He knows the army's in the main. Lacking in motivation, but it's in the main. But the Marines, if he loses this orbital, there are only so many buildings left. Are we actually in a base trade? The Marines, they see the it's right there! It's right there! It lifts, it runs! If he just gets away, I don't think he's realizing the situation. More buildings are going down. The starport is going towards the corner. Will he stim for it? Does he see it? Everything's in the air right now. This entire game is up in the air. The starport is in the corner. An orbital with these buildings. If he brings his buildings with him, he doesn't need to go back to them. Now he's thinking. Now this is pod racing. The orbital's still vulnerable on the ground. A scan coming out. You know that's from ghostzergs. What is he looking for? The orbitals? There is a tactical jump. The main base being gutted. The building count on either side being cut down dramatically. This SCV is still... It's gonna find one of these. There's still an orbital command on the other side. Neither side is being revealed. But this has gotten... A missile turret is shooting at a barracks, and now it is shooting at a factory. This is happening. This is the thing that is happening. The cruiser's looking for an opportunity. The orbital. This one SCV might be able to scout this out. While there's an orbital, there's still a chance of no draw. I don't believe there's a starport, but he can eventually, with mules, rebuild and build a Viking to kill buildings. Of course, he also has to kill battlecruisers, but one step at a time. This starport is within range. This starport looks on angrily and says, "We don't like your kind around here." Just kind of weird because they just got here. But the battlecruisers are in the corner. I'm not sure why. Oh, they're scouting for buildings. This orbital, maybe don't keep it in this position. The orbital is now in the corner, but this corner, it definitely can be hit. Has it been scouted? The SCV may have gone. I don't think he did. But battlecruisers can shoot air units. This may come as a revelation here to Baphomet, who is, quote-unquote, as he said, winning. 82 army supply to 30. But that 30 is in 6 battle... Wait, what? 6? 5? How is that 30? 5? Oh. Battlecruisers are 6 supply. I just can't do math. There are only... This orbital is everything right now. Does he even have any? He has 2 SCVs and 1 orbital command as they slowly scour the map. The orbital on the retreat, not protected by the army. Still in a very dangerous position. This orbital is still in a dangerous position as well. The entire army going to deal with this one refinery. That seems like a disproportional response. The last SCV of ghostzergs scouts half of the last SCVs of Baphomet. That's the situation. And the other half is in the direct line of the battlecruisers. As the Thor army, with some Marines in tow. Still 7 Thors and 40 Marines. You can kill battlecruisers. No, the orbital! Abandoned! There's nothing to save it. There it is. Is it too good to be true? ghostzergs sees it. He blasts it! And with it, there's still a chance to build a command center. There's 2 SCVs left. He can rebuild a command center. He's trying to chase down the cruisers, but the cruisers have jump drives. What a mistake to make. Half the SCVs are taken out. Baphomet has not rebuilt his base and is being revealed. The army tries to chase, but this mistake has been made so many times. This might be the last. The SCV looks on as the army chases, unable to come to grips with the situation. There are only so many buildings left. He has a single starport, but he can jump. All he needs to do is jump. And right now, Baphomet doesn't know. There are 2 buildings left. He has 1 tech lab. 1 dying tech lab. The army is found. Will he incidentally find the command center? If he does. If he sees it, it's right. If he sees it, it can die. That's it. There's 1 building. If he finds the command center, the game is over. There are no command centers left. This is his last building in this little corner. He's searching around. He's searching. Maybe not the response you want to have at this point. That's definitely not the response you want to have. He had everything, but now it's right there. It's within range. He didn't even put it in the side. There, another jump. Where does he jump to? He jumps on top of... There's only 1 factory and 1 starport. That starport is dying. That starport is... Oh, if this building starts burning, he's going to be left with a refinery. He rebuilt his base and is being revealed. Unfortunately, it's within range of the watchtower he never cleared out. Of all the places to rebuild your base, this was quite literally the worst one. That SCV watches the last SCV, the lone survivor. Maybe even built from the final command center. But there are only 4 buildings left on the map. LeMayo. Difference is you can see the map. There's a good reason for that, and that reason is you lost all your command centers. Yes, that's how it works. That's how it works. And you still... Well, so you can see other things for... If we look at the... He's landing... This is a dangerous move. But this is a dangerous game. After 58 minutes, after going on 60, after 1 hour, Baphomet coming to grips with the fact maybe mistakes were made. Bitch warp. The Battlecruiser tactical jump, definitely something Blizzard is looking to... It just... Impossible. Let's finish. He's trying to pick a fight. He's trying to provoke him, but ghostzergs. His attitude is as lighthearted as his Battlecruiser's jump drives. There's 1 command center One factory, one refinery. He can't even build an orbital. He can't build, and he has to mine enough with the SCV stuck behind the Marines. He can't even build an orbital. He doesn't have a barracks. He's building a depot, but that's just going to keep him from mining anymore. He can't. If he loses that SCV, he loses everything. Ghostzergs can drop mules. He jumps one SCV. If he kills the SCV, that SCV is everything. What's the target? That's not the right target. But is it a bait? Ooh, the SCV escaping danger there. And that should be your guarantee to you newer players. No, he's repairing. No, he's repairing. The danger is here. Yamato cannons definitely do not do splash damage. One more Marine is scouting as he tries to hold on. He's looking for the cruiser. The Thor's lumber once again. Somehow this SCV has not been scouted. He can drop mules. He's decided maybe now is not the time. If he can't build anything because he's supply blocked. He has one SCV that could build depots, but it's been sitting at this watchtower for like 15 minutes. But hide off the map. Oh, Baphomet. Oh, Baphomet. You've got a ways to go. Ghostzergs, you also have a ways. But you're on different roads, for sure. You're on very different roads right now. One took the highway, and one definitely took the low road. Both very slowly. But, it's right there. The scan! That scan has to trigger him so much. Oh my god, seeing a scan after all the scans that have happened this game. Does he? He figured it out. That SCV, but the SCV runs! The only hope he has to ever rebuild. But is he going to rebuild? I mean, Baphomet, they both still have a very real chance to win. Baphomet, I feel, has a lot more enemies than just his opponent right now. Whereas Ghostzergs felt like he was in a great position up until he most definitely wasn't. He can rebuild depots in the main. He can drop mules and eventually rebuild everything. The SCV ran. It ran so far away. Another Yamato comes out. It hits a Thor, it looks like, right? Yeah. But a lot of damage on that cruiser. Those high-impact Thors hit directly. There's no travel time on that projectile. And they hit hard. 60 damage at 10 range. He only has so much HP to work with on these cruisers. I legitimately, at this point, who knows how this ends? Because there's still no mining. It's not a draw yet. The SCV is not mining, but it's still not a draw. The Battlecruisers, I don't even have full upgrades. I'm not sure now is the time for talk. Now is the time for action. Where does he jump? He jumps to the other side of the map. Will the SCV mine? Mine for your life! This SCV needs to mine, and he needs to get enough to get a depot. Those are powerful. And yes, you do. No, he doesn't. We're going to have a debate about this right now. As he waits for another. There are still 3 buildings on the map. But we do have mining. We do have mining. We have a conversation and we have mining. Those are the 2 things we have right now. The orbital. Where's it going? Does it have an objective? Is it trying to come home? It's trying to come home. It's gone. It's seen some things. That SCV has seen so much. Literally, it was so clutch at that watchtower. But finally, the orbital command will come home. Will it be coming home to anything? He can build. Neither really wrapping their head 100%. No stalemate. Not yet. Baphomet. Starting to realize the stalemate is actually a possibility. You'll have to attack at some point. Well, that is unless he loses all his mining, in which case he can fight for a stalemate. The way the stalemate works is if no units die, no buildings die, and no resources are mined. So that's mostly for when your buildings are floating and you have no SCVs and no units. But they also have no air units. That's how you get a stalemate. A timer pops up. So what's your plan? So that's your plan, then. Starting to use correct grammar because we have the time, apparently. Lame. Sit here all day. Well, we've already taken at least 1/24 of it. So, what's another 23 hours? This is... Gathermans. Now, he's bluffing a little. He has 1 SCV, and he is more... he is in supply debt right now. Okay, he's like the college student equivalent of being in debt to supply. And obviously, maybe he needs a few more years of education in StarCraft here. Yeah, but... Oh my god. And so we wait. But if he gives away the fact he has 1 SCV, if he kills the SCV, he can no longer mine. And then we have a stalemate. No, he's not. He's figured it out. He's building the depots! Once again, ghostzergs, supply blocked for hours. No, not hours, but dozens of minutes will be supply blocked no longer. And depot headquarters. Home Depot has been rebuilt. Go throw a temper tantrum, since you can't win normally. Is he speaking from experience? Oh, he slaps it back! He slaps it back! Oh, while his micro might not be so sharp, his wit is. As the meal is dropped, I've been playing nothing but normal. What is normality in your world? And I quote, you're a heck. Well, let's see. Well, not a direct quote. He embellished it a little. You're a fucking hack was the quote. But ghostzergs giving him the benefit of the doubt. Okay. ghostzergs has mining. You warp in by my flying buildings and have no idea they are there. Nope. Let's just let this play out. That's not how being revealed works. He was being revealed. That includes revealing. But ghostzerg has rebuilt. We have mining. He has 10 times. Oh my god. Alright. As Baphomet still sits at 81 to 30 army supply. Okay, maybe calm down, ghostzergs. Maybe calm down a little on the depots. Let's see if vision goes away. Whatever floats your boat. ghostzergs, done engaging him. He's got to worry about this economy. He's back up to 50 APM. Baphomet at 0. He's got something to say. That's what this means. He's got something to say. He's trying to build a depot, unfortunately. Thors are here. The struggle. There's an SCV in there somewhere. I think I see one. Do you see it? It's like, where's Waldo? Oh, there it is. He's struggling. Trapped in a prison of his own design. Without knowledge of how Mineral Walk works. Will he escape? Nope. Still, he's in there. Oh, there he is. There he is. Okay. Okay. But now he's stuck under the factory. Okay, alright, alright. No, no. And they let the SCV through. Another base is being built. ghostzergs. The scan! He sees! That means an orbital is landed. But he sees a depot on the way. Baphomet is trying to rebuild, but... Will this actually go back all the way to ghostzergs? He'll get out of position eventually. I would argue he's been out of position for the last hour and 10 minutes. And I'll be there. Waiting. Watching. And most importantly, warping. I actually won't. I'm working on getting product. Why do you give away so much information? He just scanned you. Your time is limited. Little does he know, his time is up and ghostzergs' time is now. ghostzergs carefully not giving up information. I appreciate how he's playing this. I love a challenge. Oh. Baphomet. Oh, you have misread the situation, my friend. You are one of the dumbest people I've talked to. He obviously doesn't talk to himself. Ghostzerg, give me it. Come on, throw it back at him. Oh, he has a sense of drama. He's been throwing battlecruisers around this entire game. We've gotten here. Baphomet was within a Thor's shot of victory. Is this how it ends? Not with a whimper of, thank you, Cephalon. Not with a whimper or a whine, but in nuclear hellfire. After minutes,
this might be best
maybe the better part of an hour. Another scan. He needs a tech lab and a factory to get nukes. Unless he's just going to go for like one cloak. He's working his way to Cloak Ghost, alright? Another depot. Baphomet is rebuilding. Cloak is on the way. Please, please give me nuclear hellfire. He knows what he has. You got to realize the situation. Come on, there's a factory. He's getting Cloak. If you just win this with one Cloak Ghost. Now here's what happens. If he kills the single... Thank you, Shepherd Book. If he kills the single SCV, Baphomet has to try to attack. Because he can't build an SCV without killing off his own army. He has to kill off his own army, otherwise he'll be supply blocked. If the Ghost snipes the SCV, it's all over. It's over for Baphomet, essentially. He has to kill so much of his army that his army will lose against the Battlecruisers in order to build more SCVs. So, no Ghosts yet. There's the tech lab. Oh my god. There is no detection. There is no way to see even a single... There's a nuclear missile. ghostzergs. He let it all slip away. It was all gone. He at points he had double-digit battlecruisers, but he made mistakes. Baphomet, he had the momentum. He used it on Thors, which are a unit that gain momentum very slowly. But now, he realizes the scenario. He's been scanning the entire game. And now those scans are paying off. 2 nuclear missiles. A ghost. And what could be a conclusion to this game. And the units lost tab. 55,000. Lost for ghostzergs. 48,000 for Baphomet. But it's not about the losses. It's about the wins. Nothing has been said for a while. Baphomet is mining with his 1 SCV. Convinced of his position. I don't think really coming to grips with the situation. He was within any amount of moves of victory, but he just didn't take that final step. Whereas ghostzergs was also there, but he took a lot of steps to make sure it didn't happen. 2 different, but now 2 nuclear missiles. Is it time? Is this how it ends? I can't remember.
20.
I can't remember the last time in decades that 2 nuclear missiles have ended an aggressor. But ghostzergs, with a respect to history, is bringing 2 nuclear missiles, and I have a sneaking suspicion that there will be unconditional surrender on the part of Baphomet now on his island. ghostzergs living up to his name now. Another scan. He has the cloak. He has the silos. He has the nuclear missiles. Pretty slow comeback there. Oh, and he can't help himself. He cannot help himself. Oh, you. He's waiting. He's baiting him. Oh. He had the high ground, but he's stooped. All that matters, it happens, and it's not a comeback. Don't call it a comeback. Check the stats. Stats aren't everything. ghostzergs. Okay. Okay, bud. He can't help himself. I know, dude. Baphomet, very confident, but I don't know if he's calculated this particular situation. So shut the fuck up. Oh, he throws it out there. Oh, we all know what's gonna happen. He doesn't know. He's waiting. Does ghostzergs have anything else to say? He has battlecruisers. He could still be trying to use those now that he's in this scenario, but he's realized the situation. Finally. Is it time? Hotkeys all over the place. The silos are online. I'm not sure what he's waiting for. He's building a fusion core. I mean, at this point, why? It's been an hour and 15 minutes. Savor the moment. It's taken this long, but he's finally rebuilt. Oh, here we go. He's gonna launch the nuclear missiles. Do you have anything to say? He runs away. The SCV, but is it fast enough? The SCV dies! The SCV dies! The command center is burning! He still has armed forces, but he has no economy. His world burns! Unfortunately, the time for conversation. Oh, it ghostzergs for the very first time. Baphomet has been defeated. The ghosts. 13 kills, 3, but that SCV was everything. It's all over. 1 hour, 75 minutes. Baphomet killing fleets of battlecruisers, ghostzergs throwing them away, losing almost everything. A single SCV between either a stalemate or defeat. But Baphomet, ever confident in his own ability, ever confident in these so-called stats, will find himself feeling a defeat based in nuclear hellfire. In just a dramatic... I said at some point Baphomet had established his legend. He had a single statement. He was confident that would be his only statement this game. Unfortunately, his confidence was misplaced. Alright.